Hi, my name is Rainer Stropek from Time Cockpit, and today I want to show you a few new features in Time Cockpit's Excel and CSV import module. As you might already know, Time Cockpit comes with a powerful import functionality for instance, Excel sheets. You find this import functionality here in the Management module under the menu item Import Definitions. Imagine we want to import some base data like, for instance, countries. You see here we have a list of countries, and we can take these countries and put it here on the side to always have an overview of which countries are already in the database. Now I've prepared an Excel sheet with some countries to import, small data set just to show the point. Here you see we have the Netherlands and Greece, and we want to import these two data rows in our Time Cockpit database. So let's create an import definition. Load the sample file that I already have created and add the worksheet from the Excel sheet. Next, we have to tell the system which table we want to put the data into. Let's select country here. We can now generate the mapping. The system tries to map based on the name in the Excel sheet and the name in the database. In our case, unfortunately, these names do not match. I created this to show you that you can easily change the mapping by hand if it's necessary. If the names match, you don't have to do anything. Time Cockpit will auto-map the tables accordingly, the columns accordingly. Let's save this and try to import it. Select the prepared file. Here it is. Oops, sorry. And execute the import. Yes, we want to import it. Import is running, and in a few seconds we will see, refresh it, two new rows. Here we are, Greece and Netherlands. Oh, there is a typo here. Greece, one E is missing. I did that mistake and I want to correct it. Let's open the file in Excel again and add the second E here. Okay, save it. Select the file again. Execute the import. And let's see what happens. Refresh it. Oh, now we have Greece and Netherlands twice. This is a mistake, and this mistake happened because I missed to set the key here. You see, the is key attribute is very important, because if you set a column as being the key, the system will during the import check whether there is already a country with that ISO code and will update the row instead of importing a new one. So now I set the is key attribute. It's fine. Run the import again. And this time Greece should be updated and not inserted. You see, the system tells me that one row has been updated, not created. And if I refresh this list, you see Greece has been updated, and the Netherlands, well, it remained unchanged because nothing changed in the Excel sheet. So the point here is that the is key attribute is very important if you want to run imports multiple times, if you want to update data if it already exists, and only create new data records if there is no corresponding primary key already in the database. With the new version of Time Cockpit, we also support compound keys, so keys that consist of multiple columns. I've prepared a scenario for that too. Let's take a look at this example. Here you see an Excel sheet with some timesheet data from Tim Smith, the user that I'm using in this demo. Tim Smith worked on the 28th of August in the morning and in the afternoon, and the location is office here. We want to import this file in the Time Cockpit database. The problem here is that there is no single column primary key for a timesheet. We could say that the user, together with the start date and time, could make up a compound key for the timesheet in our scenario. So let's try this. First, let me show you. You see, on the 28th, there is no data already in the timesheet of Tim Smith. So, create an import definition. Timesheet. Take the prepared Excel file. Tell the system that we want to import some timesheet data here. Let's do the auto mapping. Okay, we have some columns that we don't need here. Time Cockpit recognized the columns in the Excel sheet and the columns in the database with the same name. And here we have the isKey attribute. In our case, I will tell the system that for this import, the user and the start date and time make up the compound key for a timesheet import. Let's save this one and try to import the data. Select the source file and execute it. In a few seconds, Timesheet will have opened the Excel file, import the data in the database, and you see created 2 rows. Let's check that one. Go into Timesheet Calendar. Here we are, timesheets on the 28th of August. Let's check this one. Yes, it says office. Yeah. Imagine that we now recognize that this data is wrong. We didn't work in the office, but we worked at home. We did some home working. So let's open the Timesheet Excel file again and change office to at home. Save our data. Go to Management. Select the source file again. And execute the import. The important point here is that we set the compound primary key for our timesheet entity, and so Time Cockpit did not add the 2 timesheets again. In that case, we would have had duplicate data, but it updated the existing rows by looking up the timesheet for the appropriate date and time and the user, in our case, Tim Smith. So Time Cockpit imported the data exactly as we wanted it to import it. So if you have some base data or transactional data in Excel or CSV, feel free to try Time Cockpit's import functionality. It works in the offline enabled client if you are offline on the road, in the train, and it also works in the browser-based client. If you want to work in the browser, the imports, the Excel import works as expected, just as you saw it in the last few minutes. We would love to hear your feedback. If you have any questions, please contact support@timecockpit.com. Thank you and goodbye.